If you've ever sat for a high-stakes exam, you know that gut-wrenching anxiety, right? Well, in this explainer, we're diving into what happens when that normal, everyday anxiety balloons into a staggering national crisis. We're looking at a massive collision between widespread student distress and national politics in India. This is a situation where millions, literally millions, of futures are hanging in the balance. 89. Let that sink in. According to public records, a jaw-dropping 89 exam papers have been leaked across India over the last decade. So we aren't just talking about a rare one-off glitch here. These leaks have forced 48 massive re-examinations. Imagine the sheer chaos of that. And behind those canceled papers is a human cost that's almost hard to wrap your head around. Roughly 10 crore, or 100 million students, affected. This spans across 220 documented incidents of exam fraud in 21 different states. I mean, just think about the sheer volume of lost time, the drained family savings, and honestly, the heartbreak packed into that single number. To unpack all of this, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at a decade of broken exams, then the launch of Chhatron Ki Goonj, their 3 non-negotiable campaign demands, how they're mobilizing the youth vote, and finally, the ruling party's response. Let's get into it. Section 1. A decade of broken exams. So, when you break down the data on the 148 documented exam fraud cases since 2015, you'll see that 70% of them are specifically paper leaks. But, okay, here is the truly mind-blowing part. Over those 11 years, out of all 148 cases, guess how many convictions there have been? Just one. Literally, a single conviction. And you know, it's exactly that glaring lack of accountability that's really pouring gasoline on this public outrage. This systemic failure has essentially triggered a domino effect. Take the BPSC exam in 2022, which had to be scrapped after a leak blew up on social media. Fast forward to 2024, the UP police constable recruitment debacle forced a massive 48 lakh applicants to sit for the exam all over again. And then, of course, there are the ongoing controversies with NEET UG affecting over 24 lakh students and sparking a CBI probe. Millions of young adults are just stuck, waiting in perpetual limbo. Normally, we picture higher education as this incredible, nurturing force meant to build an equitable society, right? You look at brochures from top institutes like IIM Trichy, and the message is clear. Education empowers you, builds your character, and launches your future. But the political campaign we're analyzing today argues that the ground reality is, well, drastically darker. They point to 4 harsh realities: a so-called paper leak mafia, an extortion machine where private coaching just drains family finances, a system pumping out degrees without actual jobs attached to them, and finally, this crushing psychological pressure. And tragically, this pressure isn't just abstract. It has very real victims, like the widely reported suicide of NEET aspirant Akanksha Chaturvedi. Which brings us to Section 2. Enter Chhatron Ki Goonj. Stepping right into this massive vacuum of student frustration, the Congress Party launched Chhatron Ki Goonj, which basically translates to students' echo. Initially sparked by the NEET UG controversies, this nationwide campaign, spearheaded by Rahul Gandhi alongside the NSUI and Indian Youth Congress, has a very specific goal. It aims to directly link the reliability of exams with the availability of secure jobs. Essentially, they're trying to turn widespread grief into a unified political platform. And the strategic geography of how they rolled this out is super interesting. They didn't kick things off in a traditional political capital. Nope, they launched on June 17th, right in the massive coaching hub of Kota, Rajasthan. From there, the campaign swept straight through major educational centers, Prayagraj, Patna, Delhi, and kept building momentum in Dehradun. Basically, they're taking the campaign directly to the hubs where these students are actually studying. Moving to Section 3. 3 non-negotiable campaign demands. So, beyond the rallies, what are they actually asking for? Well, the campaign has laid out 3 very specific, non-negotiable policy steps. First, they are demanding that the Union Education Minister step down pending a probe into mafia links. Second, they want a ground-up overhaul of the entire exam system to permanently stop these leaks. And third, which is probably the most crucial for the students' day-to-day sanity, they want the strict enforcement of a fixed annual exam and recruitment calendar. The goal? To finally put an end to all this agonizing ambiguity. Section 4. Mobilizing the youth vote. To structurally transform this issue into a real electoral engine, the Congress Party isn't just relying on a single voice. Actually, they've deployed 28 senior leaders, including really prominent figures like Gaurav Gogoi and Kanhaiya Kumar, to hold highly coordinated, simultaneous press conferences all across India. It's a massive, coordinated push to completely dominate the news cycle. But it's not just top-down, it's heavily bottom-up as well. If you look specifically at battlegrounds like Prayagraj ahead of the UP Assembly elections, the party is leaning hard into hyper-local grassroots tactics. We're talking about Nukkad Sabhas, which are street corner meetings, pamphlet drives, torchlight marches, and even missed call campaigns to capture student data. They're doing absolutely everything possible to make sure this remains a dominant local talking point. And finally, Section 5, the ruling party's response. To really grasp the full picture of this collision, we have to look at how completely different the frameworks are for the exact same crisis. On one hand, the Congress frames these leaks as hard evidence of a corrupt extortion machine that requires a complete teardown. But on the flip side, the ruling BJP fiercely counters that the opposition is merely politicizing the genuine pain of students purely for electoral gain. The BJP insists they are highly sensitive to the issue and assures the public that strict, decisive action is actively being taken against all irregularities. Ultimately, as millions of students wait patiently for a fair shot at their own futures, we're left with a massive question. Will this intense political spotlight finally repair a deeply broken system and give these students the security they absolutely deserve? Or is this students' echo just another political tool that's simply going to fade away the second the next election cycle wraps up? It's something we'll be watching closely.